Don't let the size fool you. This pint-sized EV wants to feel alive. Honda says fun driving in an everyday car. Let's walk around the SuperONE and see how the design backs that claim. At the 2025 Japan Mobility Show, Honda pulled the cover off a car that instantly became the talk of Tokyo. An electric prototype that didn't look like it was trying to save the planet so much as make you fall in love with driving again. This is the Honda SuperONE prototype, a compact, forward-thinking EV built to remind the world that innovation doesn't have to come at the cost of personality. Honda describes its guiding philosophy as E-booster, and that phrase captures the intent perfectly. Rather than designing another quiet, efficiency-obsessed commuter pod, the engineers in Hamamatsu set out to build something that stirs emotion. A car that makes the morning drive feel like a reward, not a routine. From a brand perspective, this reveal marks an important moment. Honda's EV strategy has been cautious compared to rivals like Tesla or Hyundai, but the SuperONE signals a deliberate shift toward design freedom and playful energy. It's a statement that the company's legendary focus on balance, handling, and human connection hasn't been lost in the transition to electric power. Production is slated for 2026, beginning in Japan before expanding to the UK and select Asian markets, under the regional name SuperONE. That staggered rollout fits Honda's pattern of testing cultural appeal, seeing how an idea lands with enthusiasts before bringing it to mass production. It's a strategy built on authenticity rather than marketing hype. Visually, the SuperONE borrows the optimism of the 1980s and retools it for an AI-assisted era. Its small size and wide stance evoke the spirit of classic Civics and CRXs, yet its purpose is very modern, to be a city-friendly EV that still feels alive in your hands. This is part of Honda's new Fun EV initiative, machines that aren't just electric, but electric with character. The concept's proportions are compact, almost cartoonishly planted, making it look ready to sprint. That posture alone communicates the message. Driving enjoyment still has a place in the future. Honda isn't promising a self-driving pod or a mobile office, it's promising a digital-age sports companion that respects the driver's instincts. That blend of nostalgia and next-gen technology makes the SuperONE a powerful case study in emotional design. It suggests that the future of mobility doesn't have to feel sterile, it can still make your pulse quicken. As the EV landscape grows crowded with look-alike crossovers, Honda's prototype arrives as a refreshing counterpoint. It's proof that compact can be cool, that electric can be expressive, and that heritage can coexist with progress. The SuperONE is more than a prototype. It's a signal flare from Honda's design studios, declaring that the company intends to lead not just through efficiency, but through soul. The first thing that strikes you about the Honda SuperONE prototype is its stance. It doesn't just sit on the road, it crouches like it's ready to pounce. Every curve and line feels deliberate, every surface sculpted to communicate a mix of mischief and precision. Honda's designers took the small car silhouette and gave it muscle. The flared fenders and wide track give it proportions that echo rally-inspired hot hatches from the brand's glory days, but wrapped in futuristic minimalism. It's compact, yet it radiates confidence. Up front, the SuperONE's fascia is expressive but restrained. A narrow grille slit hints at Honda's heritage without needing a faux radiator, while sleek LED lighting traces across the nose like an unbroken pulse of energy. The sharp angles around the headlights create a focused, almost playful expression. Aggressive, but not mean. The design language sits in that sweet spot between digital precision and mechanical charm. You can sense the designers wanted it to feel alive, like a character in motion even when parked. The body's midsection showcases how Honda uses geometry to trick the eye. The deep sculpting around the doors visually narrows the waistline, while the wider fenders emphasize stability. Air channels at the front and rear aren't decorative, they manage flow for cooling and efficiency. The roofline arcs gently toward a subtle rear spoiler, balancing aerodynamics with sportiness. These design cues make the car look planted, low, and intentional, qualities rarely associated with compact EVs. From the rear, the story continues with horizontal LED tail bars that extend across the hatch, visually widening the car. The bumper incorporates diffuser-like elements that serve both form and function, pushing the sporty illusion further. Even small touches, like the blacked-out lower panels, contribute to a sense of grounded motion. It's as if Honda's designers were saying, if small cars are the future, let's make them look like they're in on the fun. The SuperONE isn't trying to mimic a luxury EV, it's trying to make driving look fun again. That aesthetic choice matters. In a marketplace crowded with sanitized aerodynamic blobs, Honda's decision to build something expressive and emotive is almost rebellious. Its design is a declaration. Technology doesn't have to erase character. The overall result is a shape that bridges two worlds: the nostalgia of analog driving and the optimism of the electric future. Its form tells the story. Small but strong, electric but soulful, practical but passionate. In that balance, Honda may have rediscovered the visual formula that made its classics timeless. Inside, the SuperONE flips the usual small car script. Instead of cramped and cluttered, you get a driver-first layout, sporty seats, and a surprise: analog-inspired gauges. It's not minimalist for cost-cutting, it's minimalist to let you drive. From the outside, it's energetic, almost rebellious, but the interior brings calm precision. Honda's engineers have built what they call a horizontal cockpit, meaning your eyes move naturally across a clean, uninterrupted line from one door to the other. It's the opposite of the chaotic dashboards dominating today's EVs. Here, restraint becomes luxury. Instead of digital clutter, you get thoughtful simplicity, a visual silence that keeps your attention on the road. The dash itself feels like an echo of classic Honda design philosophy: low, open, and functional. By lowering the instrument panel, they've created a panoramic forward view, ideal for urban driving but also symbolic of transparency and confidence. 3 circular gauges anchor the cluster, each displaying vital information without overwhelming you. It's a wink to the analog era, but with modern digital precision behind the glass. A blend of tactile familiarity and technological sophistication defines the car's entire interior language. The seats are where the prototype's sporty DNA really shows. They're sculpted with firm side bolsters, finished in a soft, technical fabric, accented by an asymmetric streak of blue, a design flourish unique to this model. Slide in, and the seat feels snug but not confining, like a tailored suit. Honda's designers said their goal was to give the driver a feeling of being supported through movement, and it works. Every surface you touch feels engineered to make motion intuitive. The steering wheel, small and thick-rimmed, sits at an angle that encourages quick inputs, while the minimalist center console eliminates distractions. This is not a lounge on wheels, it's a cockpit designed for engagement. What's surprising is how much space you get from such a compact shell. Honda maximized every inch of pack. This isn't your cookie-cutter commuter. Hit boost mode and the whoosh becomes a roar, the pull becomes a surge, and the toy car stance starts to feel like a performance hatch. Honda is rewriting the small EV rulebook. Under the skin of the Honda SuperONE prototype lies the part that truly separates it from the pack. A powertrain built not just for motion but for emotion. This isn't a quiet, appliance-like EV. It's a digital hot hatch disguised as a city car. Honda engineers built a lightweight chassis inspired by the N-Series K cars, but upgraded it with a new e-axle motor layout and a paper-thin battery pack mounted low in the frame. The result is a small, agile platform that keeps its center of gravity nearly flush with the road. That matters because it allows the SuperONE to feel planted through corners while maintaining the nimble reflexes that made early Hondas legendary. At its core, the powertrain centers around a single front-mounted electric motor with output tuned for balance rather than brute force. Honda hasn't released numbers, but the prototype feels eager, like it's been programmed with a touch of mischief. Early tests suggest around 130 horsepower equivalent with a 30 kilowatt-hour battery, giving roughly 180 miles of range on the WLTP cycle. More important than range is how it delivers energy. The throttle response is instant but progressive. It doesn't lurch forward so much as it leans into speed. This refined tuning gives the car the sensation of mechanical connection often missing from EVs. Then there's the headline feature. Boost mode. Tap the steering wheel toggle and the car transforms. Output climbs, throttle mapping tightens, and the system simulates gear changes through precise torque modulation. Add to that Honda's active sound control, a synthesized note that rises and falls like a miniature sports engine, and you get something rare in the electric world: feedback. It's all artificial, yes, but it feels authentic because it's engineered to make you part of the experience, not just a passenger to electrons. The simulated 7-speed transmission may sound gimmicky, but it's actually brilliant. By replicating shift points, Honda reintroduces rhythm into EV acceleration, the kind of rhythm drivers subconsciously crave. When you upshift, you feel the torque, dip, and return. It's not about speed, it's about sensation. It gives structure to the drive, something that endless torque curves often fail to do. For enthusiasts, it's a bridge between combustion nostalgia and electric innovation. Steering and suspension continue the same philosophy. A tight rack ratio delivers quick inputs, while the suspension's short travel geometry absorbs bumps without isolating you from the surface. It's communicative. Every turn sends feedback through the wheel, not artificial weight. On narrow urban streets or winding back roads, that responsiveness becomes addictive. Honda's goal was to make every drive feel intentional, even if it's just a grocery run. Technologically, the car integrates subtle driver assist systems that complement rather than control. Adaptive stability software predicts lateral grip and adjusts torque split in milliseconds, while regenerative braking blends seamlessly with mechanical braking for smoother deceleration. None of this screams automation, lakini it whispers precision. The car feels alive, reading your inputs like a partner that anticipates rather than interrupts. Even the sound design has been treated with care. The SuperONE doesn't attempt to mimic a traditional engine perfectly. It crafts a new sound identity. Think of it as an electric heartbeat, a low, rhythmic hum that rises in harmony with your right foot. It's immersive without being intrusive, adding cinematic energy to urban drives. Ultimately, the SuperONE's driving dynamics tell a simple story. Honda hasn't forgotten how to make people fall in love with motion. Every element, from its weight distribution to its sonic personality, is engineered to give back the joy many drivers fear EVs have stolen. This is not about chasing numbers. It's about chasing feeling. The SuperONE invites you to press the accelerator, not to escape traffic, but to reconnect with why driving ever mattered in the first place. At a time when EVs are growing bigger, heavier, and more expensive, Honda is going the other way, smaller, lighter, more joyful. That makes the SuperONE a bold bet on the future of urban fun mobility. In the global EV race, the Honda SuperONE enters as a small contender with a big point to prove. Its mission isn't to outgun the giants on range or luxury. It's to redefine what an electric car feels like in markets that still love to drive. Honda is targeting Japan, the UK, and key parts of Asia where narrow roads, dense cities, and shorter commutes make compact EVs not only practical, but deeply cultural. It's a reminder that not all electrification needs to follow the SUV trend. The SuperONE is here to make small exciting again. Honda's decision to debut this car outside the US is strategic. The Japanese domestic market still adores key-sized cars that merge efficiency with character. Meanwhile, in Europe, compact EVs like the Fiat 500e and Mini Cooper SE are carving out emotional niches in a field dominated by anonymous crossovers. By launching the SuperONE in these regions first, Honda positions itself as a design-conscious alternative, a brand with a history of joy and engineering discipline. The potential price point, rumored at around $32,000 US, makes it accessible without feeling cheap. It sits between mass-market commuters and premium compact electrics, creating a sweet spot for younger buyers or enthusiasts seeking something expressive yet attainable. This is more than a marketing exercise. The SuperONE hints at Honda's broader philosophical shift, moving from the mass production logic of the Civic era to a curated, emotion-driven EV lineup. The Zero Series SUV and saloon prototypes show where the big family cars are headed. The SuperONE shows that passion still has a place in the lineup. It's a brand message disguised as a car, proof that electrification can scale without sterilization. For industry watchers, the implications go even deeper. If the SuperONE succeeds, it could spark a revival of lightweight, driver-focused EVs that resist the bloat of today's market. Consumers are growing weary of massive battery packs, long charge times, and cars that feel more like smartphones on wheels. Honda's approach, smaller footprint, smart range, human-centered engagement, offers a counterculture vision. It could quietly become the blueprint for sustainable urban EV design, fun, efficient, and emotionally rewarding. Culturally, this strategy taps into a truth the Japanese manufacturer has always understood, that joy and purpose can coexist. The SuperONE connects nostalgia with progress. It's futuristic but not alienating, high-tech but still distinctly human. That's the kind of storytelling that resonates with the artificial future audience. Technology framed through emotion and identity. In a world obsessed with bigger, faster, and more automated, Honda's little prototype whispers something radical. Less can still thrill. It's not chasing luxury, status, or speed records, it's chasing a feeling. And if that feeling catches on, it could steer the EV industry back toward what made people fall in love with cars in the first place: character, connection, and the courage to be different. Even as excitement builds around the Honda SuperONE, the prototype leaves several intriguing questions open, questions that could shape how this car evolves from concept to production. The first is the battery. Honda has confirmed a compact pack designed for weight reduction, but official specifications remain under wraps. Estimates hover near 30 kilowatt hours and roughly 180 miles of range, but those numbers are still fluid. The real curiosity lies in charging technology. Will Honda introduce faster 800-volt architecture in its compact line, or stick with a more affordable 400-volt system? The answer could define its competitiveness against rivals like the Mini SE or Fiat 500e. Next comes the regional rollout. The SuperONE's immediate target markets, Japan, the UK, and select parts of Asia, make perfect sense for its dimensions and driving dynamics. But the US remains absent from the roadmap. Is that a strategic omission or a temporary pause? Honda's recent focus on larger EVs for North America, like the Prologue SUV, suggests that regulations and consumer preferences still make small electric hatches a tough sell stateside. Yet, if global enthusiasm builds and production costs fall, the SuperONE could become the cult hit that reintroduces the US to the joy of compact electrics. Then there's the question of authenticity. Many fans are wondering how much of the prototype's sporty DNA, its flared fenders, 7-speed simulation, and boost mode theatrics, will survive the transition to production. Concept cars often lose their boldest traits when cost and compliance intervene. But Honda seems aware of this skepticism. The brand has publicly committed to making its next-generation EVs joyful to drive, a phrase that feels like a promise to enthusiasts. If even 80% of this prototype's excitement makes it to showrooms, the SuperONE could become the emotional anchor of Honda's electric portfolio. Pricing and positioning also raise debate. Can Honda keep the price near $32,000 while delivering the tech and quality the design implies? The company's manufacturing discipline gives hope, but smaller EVs have notoriously tight margins. Still, if the SuperONE lands where predicted, it would hit a sweet spot between budget and boutique, accessible but aspirational enough to spark desire. Finally, there's the philosophical watch point. The SuperONE isn't just a product, it's a test of Honda's ability to translate its engineering soul into the electric age. Can a company built on mechanical precision reinvent that feeling through software, sound, and simulation? The car itself becomes a metaphor for how we adapt to the future by carrying our instincts forward, not abandoning them. These open questions aren't flaws, they're invitations. They remind us that the story of the SuperONE isn't finished yet, and maybe that's exactly what makes it so compelling.